Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Bang Shot DGen podcast. This is episode 13. We are entering the fourth quarter of the NBA here. And I am your host, Matt the Shriner. And I'm with my other host, my buddy, my good friend, Jacob Denny Denholtz. Denny, what is good?
How we doing, man? Wednesday, March 6th, 8:44 p.m. We just finished a great episode with our good friend,
Absolutely.
Director of Basketball Operations at Washington State University, Alex Yano.
If you're listening to this right now, go back and listen to the episode after this. This episode is purely for NBA talk mostly right now. So, but last episode is all Coug talk, just talking to Yano and his story, and it's just
a great
absolutely
story.
amazing.
Yeah.
So please go take a look at that if you're listening to this today. Even if you're not a Cougs fan, it's just a great listen no matter what. So please go and listen to that.
Yep. And now on to NBA.
Now on to NBA. We can't record without doing NBA too. As much as we love our Cougs, we love this NBA as well.
Yep.
It's a great association.
We're entering the fourth quarter of the season, so things are picking up and
things are winding down.
Got about a month and a little bit over a month left in the season, and then we hit play-in. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's waste no time and let's take a shot. A tradition here on this podcast to the great association of the NBA and bringing back our great Seattle Supersonics, who hopefully will be back soon. To the Sonics, to the Cougs, Alex Yano, here's a shot.
Let's do it. Bring him back. Go Cougs.
Bring him back. Woo. All right, Denny, let's get into it.
So we're going to just start off, going over our teams. For those that are unaware, my team is the Suns. Matt is the Thunder. We're going to see how they're looking right now heading into the playoffs, with about 20 games left. New power rankings dropped today, so we'll review those and go over some standings. And in our first episode, we gave out preseason predictions for the yearly awards. We're now going to give our final predictions. And as I said, the play-in starts on April 16th, about a little bit over a month. So it's go time in the league. So
absolutely,
let's get into it. Let's start off with you, Matt. Let's get a little update on the Thunder. How are they doing? 20 games left. Anything they need to do to improve, or what are you liking right now?
Sorry, my Guinness exploded all over me. Having a Guinness for March. Excited for St. Patty's Day. Anyways, Thunder. Looking great rolling out of the start. They went, I think 4 or 5, 6 games straight. No, I think they had a 7-game win streak going, including the 2 games before the All-Star break. They're rolling. Unfortunately, lost to Wemby and the Spurs, and I'll take it. It was tough to watch to them see it lose that, but then we bounced back against Denny's Phoenix Suns, which was good. Denny came over and watched his team get defeated, which it was looking really fucking bad at the beginning, and then they came back out of nowhere. So, and then we closed it out. So it was good. They're looking really good. I'm really excited. I'm ultimately just looking forward for them to silence the haters and make a run in the playoffs, because obviously they've proven they can do good against teams. They beat the Clippers, who actually have that kind of cold start come out of the play-in. I'm not sure if they won tonight, but they were losing to the Rockets most of the game tonight. They beat them in a really good way.
They won that. Clippers barely won that by 6.
Yes, barely.
Yeah.
They were down most of that game.
Sorry, keep going.
You're good. And so, it was just a good time to be a Thunder fan right now. Only 2 losses since coming out of the All-Star break. It's the second one coming against those Lakers, which I'm gonna hold my tongue a little bit. I'll admit that I lost a bet to Trent Doy. We better make a bet for the season series winner, whoever won the series. So I owe him $30. And here's proof for you for that, Trent. But we have another part of the bet that says who makes a deeper playoff run, and I think I'll win my money back on that. So, besides the point, go Thunder. They're looking good. I'm excited.
They're playing right now against the Blazers.
Playing the Blazers right now. They're up.
It's 81-73 with 4 minutes left in the third.
Closer game than I thought.
Chet has 18 and 11.
My guy.
J-Dub has 16.
Thank
Giddey's
God.
got 15, and SGA's got 19. So
Wow.
The starters are playing well.
Damn. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Their strength of schedule is right in the middle of the pack
Yeah.
for the last 20 games or so. So, I mean, they're doing well, and yeah,
I
they're done facing some stronger teams.
think I mentioned this on the last episode. It's just crazy that we don't play the Nuggets for the rest of the year because it's now they're literally have the same exact record as us. At least coming into yesterday, they did. I'm not sure how they played, but it's going to matter because we beat the series to them 3-1 as well, or 2-1.
They're a half a game ahead of the Nuggets right now.
Yeah,
and a half game back from the Wolves. Yeah. Absolutely crazy. We'll get more into the standings in a little bit. I'm getting carried away.
I know you're fine. I brought that up.
Any other thoughts about the Thunder?
Excited for them. Saw Bismack Biyombo. He got injured tonight. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to look up later on Twitter and what that was. So that did not look great. But I was super excited seeing him come in. He was already making a difference on the rebounds immediately when he started coming in. Still waiting for Gordon Hayward to get hot. Not a lot there. But Trey Mann and Misilehe Misic balling out there in Charlotte.
Starting, yeah.
Yeah, they're both starting
playing well.
So, I mean, good for them. Right now, it's looking like we lost that trade so far, but I think there's still plenty of time for Gordon Hayward to start heating up. He hasn't even gotten a lot of minutes, first of all, so it's kind of hard when you go to a new team and all these guys already have chemistry built up through the season, and Gordon Hayward just kind of has to start fresh. So, yeah, I'm not worried. I'm exactly where I want us to be. As long as we don't drop below the top 4, I'm very happy.
Yep,
and we're number 2 right now. So we got up to 1 when the Wolves lost back to back. But yeah, I'm happy.
Yep. Well, moving on to the Suns.
Yeah, let's hear it.
First off, they played the Nuggets last night. I don't know if you saw that game.
I didn't see the final score.
They wanted an OT, but the issue was that they were up 20. And I think, around halftime.
That was their fourth quarter.
The Nuggets were just coming back, and KD had a awful second half and a brutal fourth quarter. I think he missed 8 shots in a row, 5 threes in a row.
Oh, my God.
In the fourth, it's KD, man. He's going to let it fly, and I love it. He's got to let it fly, but they just weren't falling. Luckily, he hit a game-tying. He started picking it up and hit a game-tying 3 to send it to OT. And then he scored 8 in OT. So they won that game. But besides that, they're sitting at 6th right now. I'm a little bit worried for them.
In Phoenix, right?
Yep.
You know why they won?
Was that in Phoenix?
You know why they won?
I think that was in Denver.
Was it in Denver?
Yeah, I think it was in Denver.
Never mind. Wrong game.
What were you going to say, though? No. Let's hear it.
J-Rod showing up and doing a little jersey swap.
Shit. I forget what game that was, but that was sick, though.
That was last weekend, I think.
Yeah. That was. I hope the Suns won that. Yeah, that was dope. But yeah, the Suns right now, I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10. With how close the West is, I think. Well, I mean, I know they're going to be fighting for the remainder of the season to stay out of the play-in. And I'm during the Nuggets game, they showed a stat that I've been talking about. I've been concerned about. It's the fourth quarter scoring. Yeah. They showed a stat for the worst teams in the league for their net rating. The Suns are in the fourth quarter net rating. Yeah. The Suns are in last at minus 14.5.
14.5? Minus 14.5 the fourth quarter?
The second lowest team is the Heat with minus 5.
Damn.
And so that right there just kind of shows what I've been talking about. Their fourth quarter play, what I've noticed, they go away from team basketball more, and it seems like they're trying to rely more on their stars to do some one-on-one, facilitate off, but you just got to keep the ball moving. You got to keep trusting your teammates. And so that's hopefully something that, they can fix. But they better be careful because they can slip into that play-in. And I mean, any given night, looking at those bottom 4 teams, if they become one of those bottom 4 teams, you can lose to any of those teams on a given night. So
absolutely,
it's just some things they got to work on. But Book's been hurt for a couple games. Beal's been playing better, so we'll see how things go. But that fourth quarter net rating concerns me.
Yeah, it's it's gonna matter, especially come playoff time. It's gonna matter a lot. Because you have these teams are gonna teams are already probably top 10 that they're gonna be facing in the playoffs. Let's get them. They're not gonna let up. So
yeah. So, we'll keep monitoring that. They have experience on that team, so
Shout out to Nurk for getting
shout out Nurk for getting
31 rebounds
31 rebounds
against the Thunder.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's my complaint about the Thunder right now is they got out rebounded like crazy in Phoenix and in LA. I mean, we won in Phoenix barely, but like even with Chet, it's just tough. The size matters. Size matters. That's
Yep.
in more than one way. You know what I'm saying?
Next.
I'm talking about big shoes. Anyways,
moving on to so let's look at the power rankings that were released today. I think one thing that we have to acknowledge is that they've been doing it all year. They've been dominant, and that's the Celtics.
Yeah.
It's crazy what they're doing. They've already clinched, playoff spot. You look at all their numbers, their individual player numbers, their team numbers. They're first in both offensive rating and net rating, and they're second in defensive rating. They've just been consistent all year. They just beat, I think, Golden State the other night. What was it, about like 50? They've had a couple, I think, 50-point wins or 40-point wins.
Yeah.
And it just seems that whole team is clicking. They have things figured out. And they're the favorite right now in the East, and they're a scary team.
Dude, I think they're the favorite to win the whole thing right now.
Yeah.
They're easily the best record in the NBA, and they're crazy, man. I just feel like they're talked about as a whole, but I don't think they're even talked. I mean, there's too many individuals on there that's making such a difference. But Jason Tatum, I know we're going to talk about award predictions later, but I definitely think he needs to be talked about a little bit more in a certain category,
I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just consistently.
And I don't give him no credit either, because I'm definitely going to rank a couple guys higher than him on this. But
right. But I mean, he's always up there in the MVP talks.
Yeah. You had Yano talking about Derek White in the last episode, and
yeah, and then you have I call him the X Factor, and Kristaps. And then you talk about their defense, their ratings. They have Drew Holiday at the point.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad that Kristaps got another chance to do good again. I really liked Kristaps when he was in New York. He's always good, man. And then he went to Dallas, and his career was going downwards, not gonna lie. And him in his bag in Celtics has been amazing. So
I think I mentioned it before. I think him being able to be like a second or a third option really helps him excel his game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being the man on a team, it's a lot more pressure, a lot more just put all the weights put on your shoulders. You're taking necessarily shots you wouldn't take in a different situation. When you're that second or third option, you're more probably a catch and shoot guy, where the defense is not necessarily focused on you as much. It opens up the floor for him, and he's been playing well. So the Celtics right now are just right now their net rating is their net rating right now is 11.6. If it stays in that range, it'd be the fifth highest in NBA history. So it's
insane.
Yeah, they're having a crazy year.
They're working on all ends of the board, man.
Yeah,
they're doing good, and it's not just like one. That's the thing. Is all
the whole team's been playing well.
It's not just like the whole team. There's like certain people on the team that are only good for defense, and certain people on the team are only good for offense. It's like every single person contributes on both sides of the court, which is massive. And when you have, no matter which guy has the ball in their hands or whichever guy's guarding the guy with the ball in their hands, like you have confidence in that, and that's crazy. It's crazy to think. It's definitely a recipe for success. I tell you that much. Will Jason Tatum choke in the playoffs again? That's for a later episode. We'll see.
We'll get down the line a little bit later.
Yeah,
we'll get down that. Yeah, just a little bit later. So keep going down the power rankings. A team that has jumped the rankings recently is the Nuggets.
Yep,
they've jumped from, I think they were fourth, or no, they were fifth, and they jumped to second. They've been playing better basketball as of late. Despite losing last night, I feel like they've been locked in. I think that's been their only loss since the All-Star break. When you have a team with Jokic, it's just hard to count them out.
Yeah.
he's like, eh.
I hate how they got too close with us now again. But I haven't really watched as much. I was supposed to go watch the Nuggets play in the Bay, but I unforeseen circumstances kept me out of that, sadly. Not going to dwell on it, though, but Clay came off the bench and scored like 27 or 28, so... God, I wish it would have went. Anyways, can't dwell on it.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Really wish the Warriors would have won that. It's gonna be tough. Like like I said earlier, it's that having those wins early on against the Nuggets really helps the Thunder right now when it comes to those tiebreakers.
Yeah, which is huge.
So I'm glad we got it done early because I would not want to face them right now. And I think I said this in a later episode, when they were or earlier episode when they were struggling earlier in the year. And I said, just wait till it gets down to the stretch. Like Nuggets are going to go on an insane run, and then they're going to be great in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure I said those words, or not verbatim, and this is exactly what they're doing. So I'm not surprised whatsoever.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put them at second personally because I have a team that's done really damn well. Go ahead and talk about them. Go tell me who's third.
Third is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh wow, crazy! Sorry,
they
was looking like. I mean, I could talk about Thunder all day. I'll let you talk.
And then it goes fourth Clippers, in fifth the Wolves, who dropped from second. Another team that made a big jump, who's been playing good basketball as of late, is the Bucks. They jumped from ninth to sixth.
Back in the second seed.
They're back in a second seed. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 6-game win streak. They've done this, I think, missing Giannis 3 games at least. Giannis has been out recently, and Dame's been figuring things out. That team's been playing a lot better. And we talked about it in a couple episodes, I think, with just all the spotlight being on them with Doc Rivers and all that. And we talked about having them not. I mentioned that, hopefully it wasn't going to affect them on the court and their play in the locker room, everything. And it looks like it hasn't. They've picked it up and they've been playing better basketball as of late.
I think the Clippers should go down further on the rankings. I think the T-Wolves are ahead of the Clippers right now for the fact they came back out and continue to stay first in the West. Clippers have gone, like I said earlier, they've just gone a little bit not as well this since the All-Star break. I don't think.
They're 5-5 in their last 10.
Yeah. I mean, after they had a really dominant January and
December and January was crazy for them. So
I mean, for that to stay, especially after an All-Star break, is not likely. So I get that, but I think the T-Wolves are.
But for them coming out in today, I see what you could say. Because the T-Wolves are 7-3 in their last 10.
Didn't T-Wolves have a massively low scoring game recently?
Yeah, wasn't it the T-Wolves? We saw that it was like 88.
Yeah,
and they only put up 88 against.
And they won 88 to 86 against the Clippers.
I think it was
against the Clippers.
Yeah, it was on Sunday.
Yeah. So I think the T-Wolves should be ahead of them. I don't think that's a wild statement, especially for the fact they just beat them. I mean, by 2 points in a very, very low scoring game, where the average offensive scoring game or team is like 111 this year or something like that, or 100 something. Well, I mean, the Thunder are averaging 120 plus.
But the league average was something crazy.
I forget what we were saying.
It was like, it was like going to set some record.
It's going to still.
It's not going to stop.
Especially when we have freaking Celtics out here dropping massive bombs on.
Yeah.
Warriors. I'm not sure where Warriors are in the power rankings this time, but they came out really hot again coming out of the All-Star break. They had some wins, and so they're I feel like they're awakening. I mean, I think they lost a couple, obviously, to the Celtics. They lost to the Nuggets barely, and but they're fighting for the play-in. I feel like against Lakers and stuff.
They are 16th in the power rankings.
That's not bad,
Warriors.
actually.
Yeah. I want to talk more about the play-in on both sides, but before I do that, I just want to highlight a couple other teams that I've noticed looking at these standings.
Go.
In fourth place right now in the Eastern Conference is the Orlando Magic. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 5-game win streak.
Oh, damn! I didn't know that.
They have been playing. They've been playing really good basketball coming out of the break, and obviously it all starts with Paulo.
Yeah,
he's been having a great year.
Sophomore standout.
Yep, and they're the whole team. They have a bunch of really good role players who have all been doing their part, being effective, and it shows. They're on a 5-game win streak, and their guards Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs. Go Zags.
Go Zags.
Back in the top 25. Back in number 18, the poll. I know I just talked a little bit about them in the last episode, but I'm still a Zags fan at heart.
Yeah.
WC first, obviously. But welcome back. Graham Ike, you got snubbed for WCC Player of the Year. Sorry, okay. There's my Zags rant. We had a massive talk about this in the Discord. So, Graham Ike. Well, okay, I'm going to say this real quick because Graham Ike is probably going to get drafted. He's just so good.
Go.
He had 7 straight games where he averaged 20-plus points on over 61% shooting. And the NCAA, that is insane. So he got snubbed. Yeah. No, Ryan, he's not like Drew Timmy. No one can be compared to Drew, the handlebar madness, Timmy time. Oh, okay. Anyways,
for more information, go to the Discord.
For information, go to the Discord.
Go to the Discord and you'll find the information.
Go
there.
watch the WCC tournament coming up next week in Las Vegas near you.
But yeah, going back to the Magic, the role players are all playing well. The team's been clicking. I find it very impressive that they're in 4th right now. Obviously, those part of the standings 4 through 8 are all pretty close, about a half game in between each other. So anything can change right now. They'll pick it up. Team. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a playoff team, though, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
So, I mean, everybody keeps on counting the Thunder out because they're a young team, or at least for when they get to the playoffs, they don't think they're going to make a deep run. I kind of see that same narrative with the Magic a little bit. Well, especially I don't think they're going to beat the Celtics or Bucks.
If they'd have played like the Celtics or the Bucks, yeah.
But I feel like they could definitely put up a battle against the Cavs.
If the playoffs were to start right now, they'd play the Knicks in a series.
That'd be a battle.
I think that'd be a good. That'd be a really good series. Yeah,
I'd like that.
Yeah,
I'd like that a lot. Funkero versus Jalen Brunson,
especially with we don't know what's going on with. So I think I saw that OG has been cleared for I forgot non-contact activities, and then I haven't even seen anything on Randall. The last thing I heard from Randall was they were trying to avoid surgery on his shoulder. And they didn't know. So
I don't think he'll be. If they make a deep playoff run, I think he'll be available. But
so that's a huge hit.
Yeah,
going into a playoff series.
But they've been playing decent without him still. With decent, right?
Yeah, they've been. They were before originally when they were both out. They were playing really well. They were on a win streak. They were playing good basketball. I think as of late they've been struggling a little bit more. Okay. Right? They're still 5th right now, but they're 3-7 in their last 10 on a 3-game losing streak. Sorry, wrong team. 1-game losing streak. And so you can never count out Jalen Brunson. You can never count out the Knicks. They're a good team, but I think if they played the Magic right now, that'd be a really good series.
Real quick, talking about that trade, about the OG trade. Barrett, who was averaging 11 or 12 points per game when he was on the Knicks, or around that range, is now averaging over 20 points per game while he's in Toronto, and that's been insane. And Quickly,
you could probably say the same about Quickly. He's
also averaging.
Yeah, they both got
points.
Yep. Probably assists. He's probably having a career year now.
And what's crazy is it's not the fact that they rule changed. It's because they were both starters for the Knicks, right? And so now they're not. I don't know. Oh no, they're I think starters for the Raptors.
Yeah, RJ started and Quickly was usually like the 6th man.
Yeah.
So Quickly's seen a bigger role, but they've both been.
But that's still the dominant Scotty Barnes. So they're still I don't know. I mean, they're not making. They're pretty low there in the East, right? I mean, the East.
But yeah, I think
14th,
it's
15th.
The Raptors, they're 12th right now.
12th.
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's that low, but
OG's been out for a while. I think it's crazy to think about how long he's been out now. But when he was when he was playing with the Knicks, they were playing really well.
Yeah.
And so they're just getting hurt by injuries. They need these guys to come back. But yeah, and then the Heat are right behind them at 6th. And the Heat have been playing better as of late. They're 8-2 in their last 10, 2-game win streak.
There you go.
I mean, it's Jimmy. You can never count out the Heat, man. What they got out of the play-in all the way to the finals.
You got Camila Cabello coming up to Jaime Jaquez pregame, take pictures. That was so funny.
South Beach, man.
South Beach, baby.
South Beach.
Heat culture.
Yeah. So last thing I want to talk about when we look at the standings is I just want to talk about the play-in.
Yeah.
Both sides. Let's look at the East first. The bottom 4 teams. These would be the 2 matchups. The first matchup I'm really intrigued about would be the 7 and 8, and that's the Sixers versus the Pacers. If the playoffs were to end today, it would be the Sixers versus the Pacers.
That's interesting.
I saw that there's still no timetable for Embiid.
JoJo.
Where do you think the Sixers are going to stand in 20 games? Do you see Embiid coming back? Do you think they can get out of the play-in, or you think they're going to be a play-in team now?
That's tough.
They're 4-6 in their last 10 on a 2-game losing streak.
Not looking good.
I don't know. They haven't been playing. They've been falling since Embiid's been out.
That's crazy. Maxey hasn't really stepped up as much as I thought he would. He's not like doing bad, but like I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
Buddy Hield had a really hot start to his tenure over there, and then he's kind of calmed down a little bit.
Did they get somebody else? They got they traded away Pat Bev, didn't they? Oh no, they got Pat. No, they've traded away Pat Bev to Milwaukee
for campaign.
Oh yeah, campaign. I know that guy.
Well, we know campaign.
We both know campaign pretty well. It looks. I mean, outcome's not likely for them. Looking great, but if JoJo does return for the playoffs, which he's projected to still be there for the.
Yeah, I mean, if you still had even if you had a play-in game and you had Embiid.
But I'm saying, if you're Embiid and you're stuck in the play-in, you're like, is it worth you even coming back, or did you just low-key sit out unless they actually make the playoff? No, I don't know sure how much control you can actually do that, but for him, like, why go aggravate it? I mean, it really just depends on how healthy he is.
It probably depends on the progression of the rehab and everything.
Yeah, it's just like it's an interesting thought.
But you could even look at even seeing the Pacers at 8.
That's crazy.
They've been a great team this year. They're they could be a playoff team. And then you look at the games back actually kind of it drops 5 to 9 and 10, and that's the Bulls and the Hawks.
Freaking White's been doing
Kobe White's been hooping.
Whatever he can do to keep the
Kobe
Bulls
White has been hooping. He is looking. I think he's a finalist for most improved this year. He's been straight balling with Levine out.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yep. The Hawks, Trae Young just got surgery on his finger. He's going to be out, I think, at least 4 weeks. That one, we'll see who comes out of that one. But I think the Sixers and the Pacers would stay 7 and 8. Looking at the East, let's look over at the West, Matt. The West is going to be crazy. Looking at their play-in, 7 through 10 is the Kings, Mavericks, Lakers, and the Warriors. So if the playoffs were to start today, the Lakers and Warriors would be fighting for a play-in spot.
You know who beat the Lakers already coming out of the All-Star break? Warriors beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just, obviously, I say that, but then I also just watched Lakers kick my ass, so it hurts me to say. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's with the West, it's so early to talk about any of that because when you look at the games back in between each, the Kings and Mavericks are a game back, and then it goes to half a game back for the Mavericks, Lakers, and Warriors.
Yeah.
So much could change in this next month. I'm hoping, like I said earlier, I hope the Suns stay out of that, but it's so close. It's so hard to tell how it's gonna end up.
Yeah,
which makes it exciting.
The Mavs also kind of like Thunder Kryptonite for some weird reason. Like they're not like great teams. You look at them from a full, but like there's some reason.
When they play against,
kill you. It's weird. It's weird. Who's the other one in the play-in? So it's
So it's the Kings,
Oh, Kings.
Mavericks, Lakers, Warriors.
I think Kings won that simply for the fact that Domantas Sabonis plays defense. Luka Doncic does not. I think that would be a big factor.
I feel like the Kings always. I feel like just play like they got a chip on their shoulder.
They do.
They're always just. They're always giving 110%. The whole team is getting into it. It's fun watching the Kings play.
Yeah, I'd put them up there. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Yeah, I'd have the Kings win and I'd have the Warriors win. Curry's Curry. I know they say LeBron's LeBron, but LeBron's time's coming down soon. People are going to start realizing that. I think this is the time where people are going to start looking at LeBron. I know he just surpassed 40K points, which we talk about, but he's going downhill. Also, this team's just not that good comparatively to the rest of the teams, and I think you still have Clay and Curry there, and young Kuminga and Podziemski, and some ballers out there in Golden State still. So I don't think they're counted out. I don't think Curry sees it that way either. So.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Braun on 40K. We're witnessing greatness. It's absolutely insane. The Lakers, it's crazy. The Lakers and the Warriors have been both. I think we talked about this on the last episode. They've both been playing really good basketball as of late.
Yeah.
It's like they both just turned on the switch and have turned it up. I mean, Curry's been doing crazy stuff. Like you said, Kuminga I've been really impressed with. And then when you look at the Lakers, a guy who's been playing really good as of late has been D'Angelo Russell.
Dude, out of nowhere. He was just on a He was just on a podcast. I forget what it was. He's just like comparing himself to other NBA players. And he's like, dude, I'm not athletic at all. And he's like, but I whoop your favorite player's ass, man. She kind of cracked me up, but it's kind of true.
He's been a bucket. D'Lo has been a bucket.
I watched him the other night play against my team, and dude, I don't know. Like, he never looked this good shooting before. I don't know what happened to him all of a sudden, but good for them. But I just I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's so hit and miss sometimes too, because if he'll do that, and then one random night he'll shoot shit like 1 from 10 from 3 or something like that. So I don't know. Very consistent, but like when he's hitting, he's hitting. And obviously you have AD and Braun, that's just given.
Right.
And then I'm playing Rui.
Yep, Rui.
Rui's kind of stepped up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, Austin Reeves.
Yep.
Hit or miss as well. Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun finish to the season. Like I said,
Prince back and
yep.
Christian Wood, kind of jumpy guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're entering the fourth quarter of the season. We've got 20 games left. This is go time for a lot of teams, and we're gonna be right there watching. We're excited to see how this plays out, especially for the West. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish off the episode tonight. Just kind of giving. We're gonna go through all the yearly award predictions. Let's just give our final predictions. 20 games left. Who we think? This first one is gonna be easy for you, Matt. MVP.
Absolutely.
You started off with Nikola Jokic as your MVP. I think you have a new pick now for your MVP.
Yeah, even though people might not agree, people might say Jokic, but it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man. You're putting up the stats. He's leading the league in total points, and he's consistent. Here's the thing. He's putting up a stat line that has not been done since Jordan. He is shooting over 51% from the field. He is averaging over 31 points per game. He has the most weirdly specific stat. He has the most exact 31-point games in a season at 10. He has the most 30-point games at 47 now. 46, 47? Oh, actually, I don't know how they're... It might be 47 tonight. That he's leading the league in steals. And he's not even just leading the league in steals. He's leading the league in steals by like 40-plus steals from whoever's in second place. And it's just insane. So he's there on both ends of the floor. He had 3 blocks the other night and 4 steals the other night, all on the same stat line, averaging 7+ assists, averaging 5+ rebounds. When you say he's averaging a stat line that hasn't been done since Jordan, Jordan is the greatest player of all time. And I will say that with confidence. And then the other player that kind of put up a similar stat line was young LeBron, actually. So it's just insane. The reason why I give it to him over Jokic is because he's consistently doing this night in and night out. Jokic is still doing really good and pretty consistent, but he's been a little bit injured here and there. But it also, like, he'll have a triple double one night and then just nothing. He'll have like 20 points, but like, and like a double double, but like, nothing on the assists end or nothing on the block end. But literally, like, you can automatically expect Shea to, 1, score 30 points, 2, score 5+ assists, and absolutely I get minimum of 2 steals per game. So you're automatically getting that for every single game from Shea, and nobody's being more consistent on it. And obviously he's leading a team that to set top 2 in the West right now after being absolute dog shit the last few years. And a part of that has to do with the players around him now too. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's my MVP, and I honestly think it's like you put up his how did he find that thing? But like you put up his MVPs, his season stats right now against past MVPs versus KD versus D Rose's MVP season versus Curry's MVP season. He's up. Like, these are like, it's an MVP stat line. It is. And it's we're just in a different league, I know, where there's multiple really good players this year. But yeah, it's J-Dubs. And then honorable mention, obviously Jokic I think is in second, but honorable mention is, like I said earlier, Jason Tatum. Obviously doing best team in the league. I think you can't talk about the best team in the league without having an MVP caliber player there, and I think that's Jason Tatum.
It's it's hard to vote against SGA when you look at the stats like that.
Yeah,
it's hard to vote against Jokic when you look at those stats like that. It's hard to vote against those guys.
So I won't be upset. Like, it's not like it's like a clear ahead win. That's like I understand if Jokic wins,
right?
But like I still think it should favor SGA right now.
And I agree with you about Tatum. I mean, he's taken his team to the finals. He does this consistently every year. He's 26 years old. He's been doing this since he was 19. He's been years old
in the playoffs almost every single year. I think he has been in the playoffs every single year.
He has been. And then another person I don't want to leave out. Well, I'll get to my person in a second. But another person who is not my person that I don't want to leave out just because the numbers he averages are crazy. The pace he plays at is it's his own pace, and that's Luka. I'll say this. I'm not the biggest fan of Luka, but it's hard to not acknowledge what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's actually
it's crazy.
And the only reason if he played a little bit of defense, he could be easily clear front runner, in my opinion. Yes. But he doesn't, and that's what what sets him apart.
He's lazy. He's lazy on defense. He just doesn't. He saves it all for the offensive side. I mean, we've seen what he can do there. But if you can have a backcourt of him and Kyrie playing lockdown defense, man, that team would be
not just every once in a while when you feel like it.
That team would be a lot different than
that's what differentiates him versus the other top two in Jokic and SGA is that they're giving their all on both ends of the floor.
Yep. And then the person that I had at the start of the year, I'll just stick with him right now, is Giannis.
Yeah, he's still up there.
It's hard to. I mean, given everything that's happened with the Bucks this year, it's hard to vote against Giannis. All these players, they all affect the game in different ways and in multiple ways, and it's hard to vote against any of them.
Obviously, we talk about. I mean, I said look at their stats comparatively to past seasons, but it's hard to do that to past MVP seasons because obviously we talk about historic year per offense.
Yeah,
and so you see all these guys averaging
these guys
over
are
30 points.
Yeah, right.
And you see all these guys averaging over 30 points, which is insane. Which usually there's only one or two guys averaging over 30 points, and one of them was a clear front runner. I mean, like KD's MVP season, he averaged 34 points per game, and I don't know, it's just insane. It's a different time of NBA.
And just one last stat about Giannis that I noticed was his he's third in plus minus in the league.
Yeah.
And so I mean it just really shows the difference he makes on the floor.
He does.
But I mean, you could say that about all five of those guys we just talked about.
Yeah.
And so it's always a tight MVP race. They usually announce it, I think, after the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. On to our next yearly award we're going to give our final prediction about. We haven't talked about this one in a couple episodes. Rookie of the year. We obviously know who we both are going with. Matt is going with Chet. I'm going with Wemby. We've talked about this a lot. We've said our pieces. Matt, do you have anything to add to what you've been saying about Chet?
I went off on this in my group chat a couple times. Obviously, I will. I'm going to vet my boy Chet to the day I die. But like, it's just the use. I look at this when it comes down to it. You look at the usage rate. Victor has the ball way more in his hands. I'm still like, I know I'm going to die on this hill, and very badly. I know that unless something happens by some weird chance that Victor is going to get the Rookie of the Year, he's doing good. I'll stop being petty. He is doing good. I cannot deny that. Chet also, first rookie / person ever to average 100 or to get 150 plus threes made and 100 plus blocks made in the same season. So the first rookie to ever do that, first player to ever do that. So like that's what I'm saying. If you put, and then Chet's just playing a lot more team ball, and that's why he's on a winning team right now. I mean, given that Victor has a bunch of scrubs on his team, but Chet's passing the ball a lot, and he's not, taking shots every single time he gets the ball. He's passing it around and dribbling it in. And if he shot the ball or had the ball as much as he does as Wemby does, I think it'd be a different story. If he didn't have a MVP caliber player on this team already, I think it'd be a different story. But it's not, and so we're not going to make up all these what ifs. And I'm just going to look at how it is. Yeah, I'll give it to Victor Wembanyama because he's yeah. But I think Chet's a better player. I'll give you that. That's my final piece. Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. Better player, Chet Holmgren.
Their matchups have been that last matchup they had was legendary between the two. It's hard to ignore. I like what you're saying about Chet. It's hard to ignore what Chet's doing on this success of a team. And with Chet, he's in a system where he doesn't have to be the guy. He can just play at his own pace. He's getting the ball at his spots, and he's able to, produce. So he's been effective like that.
One more thing that speaks volume as you look at this Thunder team's record last year and this year, where they have all the same players basically, except Chet. And like, I'm not saying it's just Chet is the only reason why they're doing so much better this year, but like they literally had pretty much the same team last year going into this year without Chet. And just the fact that they just add one man and it's making their entire starting roster just absolutely so good. I think that speaks volume.
Yeah. I also had Wemby for mine.
Yeah.
The thing I want to say about Wemby is what he's been doing in the past couple of months. I feel like his game has jumped to another level.
Yeah, it has.
It seemed like, for the first part of the season, he was really mainly just trying to kind of figure things out. And it seems like these past couple of months, he has figured it out. This past month, he's averaging 22, 10, 4.5 assists, 2 steals, and 4.5 blocks. I think he's had a game with like 5 blocks, a game with 6 blocks.
Yeah.
But what I'll say about both Chet and Wemby is that I think they're generational talents we're watching right
absolutely.
now. They're both breaking records for number of threes, number of blocks, like steals in a season.
Some weird ESPN fucking
some weird stats, but like these two are both doing the same thing, and I think we have to acknowledge what these two are doing. It's crazy.
Want to hear the most ESPN ass stat I heard this last week?
Let's hear it.
Chet leads the league in jumps. Chet leads the league in total jumps.
Like just jumping.
Just jumping.
I want to know who counts that stat. I want to know who tracks that stat.
Literally an ESPN post on Instagram. I'm not even joking you. It was so funny.
I want to ask them how much they really enjoy their job. But yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy to see what they're both doing. Respect to both of them. That's the new generation we're seeing for the big men.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But I think Wemby will win it. They're both deserving of it. They've both been playing well.
I'm biting my words.
It's fun matchups. I hope in the future they can build around Wemby. The Spurs can.
Yeah.
Make a competitive team so we can start seeing some playoff matchups between Chet and Wemby. That's what I really would want to see.
That would be amazing.
That's what I really want. That's when I want that rivalry that they don't necessarily want, but it's too late. They already have it. That's when I would see that go down. That would be sick.
Yeah.
So
I agree. And my friend said this the other day. Is this going to be the weirdest Mandela effect? Because people are going to look back and think, wow. People are going to think this because it's a rookie of the year race, right? People are going to think, wow, can't believe that Victor went 1 and Chet went 2 overall. But it's really
Right.
Chet went 2nd overall behind Paulo Banchero, and Victor went number 1 overall in front of Scoot Henderson.
Yep.
So it's a weird Mandela effect we're going to think about for years just because they're both technically
They're both
rookies.
qualifying for that. Yeah.
So
Crazy.
it's going to be weird Mandela effect. No, they were not drafted the same year. Just for those who might think that.
Yes.
So,
No, they're not. Yeah. Moving on to sixth man of the year. Our preseason predictions were I had Tyrese Maxey, who starts. So that doesn't count for me, apparently.
Yeah.
And then you had Lauri Markkanen, who also starts. So we both had incorrect picks.
I got my favorite now.
Let's hear it. Who's your favorite?
My favorite was going to be Russ. I think I mentioned that a couple times in the pod.
Yeah, we've talked about Russ in that contention.
But right now, I think he is the league favorite, and I think I'm also going to choose him as Malik Monk.
That is also who I have. I think I picked him the last time we did these. I think in the midway through the
He's
season.
amazing.
Malik Monk has been playing really good basketball. Really, really, really good basketball. I think the past 2 weeks he's averaging like 21. On the season he's averaging like 18, 5 and 5. And like I said, the Kings are a really fun team to watch. He is part of that. His pick and roll game. I mean, obviously, De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis is a crazy duo. Their pick and roll game is nuts. But the pick and roll game that Malik Monk has created with Sabonis as well is crazy. To have that with 2 different guards. I mean, Malik Monk. It's crazy. But I also have Malik Monk. I think he's the favorite to win it.
Yeah,
it's fun.
absolutely.
Fun watching him. A couple other people in the running: Norman Powell, Karis LeVert, Bobby P. Is he a 6 man?
Bobby Portis?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I guess, yeah, he could be. Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah, he's definitely starting for the Knicks.
Yeah. And Nas Reed.
Nas. Henny loves Nas.
Nas Reed, baby.
I like Nas Reed in there.
Yeah. Tim Hardaway fell off. He was originally earlier in the year, he was up there. But yeah, so it sounds like we're both have a consensus on Malik Monk. He's a hooper, bro.
Not this year, but next year. You know whose name was going to be up there? Andrew Wiggins. Or Andrew or Aaron?
Aaron?
Is it Aaron or is it Andrew?
Aaron. Are we talking about Thunder Wiggins?
Yeah.
Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark my words.
Yep. I like that.
He looks so good.
Let the record hear that.
I love him. He's
let the
awesome.
record hear that.
He's one of other than Casey Wallace, obviously. I think he's my favorite person coming off the bench.
He's been playing well recently.
That's not including Josh Giddey's a starter, Lou Dort starter, J-Dub starter.
Yep.
Obviously Chet and Shea starters. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins. I love Andrew Wiggins lately. Or Aaron. Aaron.
Yep.
Aaron Wiggins. Aaron.
Yep.
But yeah, 6 man of the year. Otherwise, I would put Russ up there, but it's fractured hand.
Yeah, fractured hand.
Malik Monk. Yeah.
He's a week basis, I think, but he'll miss some time. Moving on to defensive player of the year, we both had Triple J at the start of the year.
That's tough. That's a rough look right now.
I don't even think he's in top 10. I don't even think he's top 10 for it. He might be top 10, but he's not top 5. Well, the favorite right now is Rudy Gobert.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, I don't want to.
I hate Rudy Gobert with passion, and so I don't really want to root for him. The other 4, it goes in order.
It's gotta be a Celtic.
It goes Wemby,
no,
Jared Allen, Anthony Davis, Chet Holmgren.
I hate this list.
Those were the top 5 betting odds.
But give me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean,
top 10, you have Bam Adebayo, Derek White, Triple J, Drew Holiday, and Nick Claxton.
Honestly, I would not hate putting. I think that Shea deserves a first team all defense, and I'm gonna say that with confidence right now because you just named all big guys. Am I wrong? It was Derek White's the only guard.
Derek
and Drew?
White and Derek and Drew.
Dude.
Yep.
So Shea's leading the league in steals. I feel like that's a pretty massive defensive stat. No. Okay, sorry,
It's a
we're not
big-
talking about defensive all first team. I'm not gonna suck Chig's cock all the time.
I think it is going to be Rudy Gobert. And
Sadly.
it's going to be his like what third or fourth one. So that's
I guess.
yeah.
I just know he's good.
Which I got nothing to say about.
He's on the
Rudy
best
Gobert.
defensive team in the league, I guess.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about him.
All right, yeah, move on.
And then last one, most improved player.
Yeah, I got the odds up right now.
Going into the year, you had J Dubs, and I had Cade Cunningham.
They're both
who are
top
you-
10 still.
Who are you looking at right now?
I'll tell you who's gonna win it, but I tell you who. I'll give you a couple other dark horses who I like here.
Yep, let's see it. Okay, let's
Who's
hear.
gonna win it is Maxey.
Maxey. Yep.
He deserves it. Some dark horses though. Scotty Barnes, for sure.
Yep.
Obviously he just got injured too, so it's kind of tough. Kobe White, I talked about,
Yeah.
and it's kind of sucks for him. It's kind of just been quiet media for him just because the Bulls suck.
You're on the Bulls. Yeah, you don't really get talked about.
This guy I really like, just kind of because I've been watching his game a lot. I don't know why I've been watching his games lately. That's been on is Alperen Sengun.
He's a beast. I
was watching him
He is a
tonight.
beast.
He was playing against the Clippers tonight. He was looking so good, man.
He's a beast. He's been
Mhm.
hooping since last year. He's broken out this year.
That's the thing. Like there's still like when you look at, he's one of those few guys right now. Like I look at him, we can see a lot more still from him next year.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's even close to fully developed.
Yeah, Sengun's a hooper.
Another quiet guy. I want to hear. Also on a shitty team. I sent he had a sick poster the other day. Anthony Simmons. Also in a
That's
really
my-
shitty
that's my
Portland
guy.
team that's playing right now against the Thunder. I can't see the score. But,
Yeah, one thing I want to say about Simons is I don't have him as my favorite, but I love Simons. He's a young guard, and he got a full year under playing alongside Dame. And when you look at his game now this year, I feel like he has learned so much from Dame's game. It's insane. He's doing a lot of what Dame did in his own way too.
absolutely.
Anthony Simons is a bucket. I'm hoping that he's able to have success, a team success. He's had individual success. He's been a baller, but I hope that can translate to team success. And I also like the Kobe White. Kobe White, amid his team success has been great. I've enjoyed what he's done this year. I think I mentioned it before. He's entering he's in his fifth year. He's starting to gain that veteran presence, and he's been improving on the floor. He's averaging, I think, 19 this year, and last year he averaged 9.
Yeah.
And even in his other stats, he's averaging, I think, 2-3 more assists and rebounds, and a couple steals. So he's been playing a lot better this year. And then you look at Scotty B. I saw a stat that I think he's first in like points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks for the
Same.
Raptors.
Oh, for the Raptors, yeah.
Which is crazy. And then Maxey.
Yeah.
Maxey's Maxey. He's been leading that team. He's been leading that team since last year when there was so much questions around Harden being injured and not playing, and then this year he was supposed to come off the bench, and then he took on that role of being a starter, and he's been doing his thing. So I agree with you. I think it will go to Maxey, but I really like Kobe White. I think he's had a great year.
And I still want to give love to J-Dubs. He's having a killer season.
He has been playing well.
He's shooting over 40% from 3. At one point, I'm not sure if it's true anymore, but at one point he was the best fourth quarter player in the league. He was averaging like 16 points per fourth quarter or something like that, and the same plus minus in the fourth. He's still really good, and even though people call it like Chet and Shea, but I low key think I think J-Dubs is our second player and Chet's our third right now, especially with Chet being a rookie still. J-Dubs is scoring over 20 plus usually sometimes, and he had a run where there was 3 games in a row where him and Shea scored 30 plus each, and it's just like, and it's massive. it matters. So I love
It's a young backcourt. It's a young, scary backcourt.
I love J-Dubs, and I think he deserves some love in this category because he improved a lot. And I still think he's scary. And no, I'm not saying he's better than James Harden right now, but I'm saying his player arc can get him to there. Sorry, that's a small rant. Yeah.
Wrapping up with Coach of the Year. I think it's probably pretty obvious who Matt's going to pick.
I don't know.
Or no, yeah, I think you've been liking Chris Finch.
Chris Finch. Who's the Celtics head coach?
It's Joe Mazzulla, and I threw him actually in as a dark horse. I think at the beginning of the year that I liked what he could do, and then I listened to him on the JJ Redick podcast, and I really I liked him a lot more just hearing what he had to say and his basketball mind.
Between those three, then.
Yeah, Finch, Dagnall, and
those are easily
Mazzulla.
The top three.
Yeah, those are easily probably be the top three.
Do you have the odds up? I don't, but
I'll pull them up really quick.
Yeah. So Dagnall right now is actually the favorite, and then goes Chris Finch, and then Mazzulla. Yeah, I'll stick with Mark.
Yeah, I'll go with Joe because I picked him earlier.
I kind of want to go Joe too. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Look at the odds how they drop off after those three.
JB Bickerstaff plus 3,500.
Then Tyronn Lue, Carlisle, Jamal Mosley.
Ty Lue, nothing. Mosley, nothing.
Will Hardy.
Tom Thibodeau.
Will Hardy?
Really? I didn't see that.
Ain't that the guy on the Jazz?
Huh?
I don't know if he's Coach of the Year.
God,
but
no.
I like Mazzulla.
Mazzulla, Spoelstra, obviously.
Yep, and Spo.
Malone.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, I don't dislike Mark. I'm like in love with Mark though. Does that make weird sense? I'm glad he's my coach.
That. Yeah,
but I'm like, because I'm in love with Shea. I love J-Dubs. I love Chet. I'm like Mark Dagnall. I'm like,
it's just Mark Dagnall. Yeah.
He was honestly originally a hire to get rid of my boy Billy Donovan, and he's kind of been doing a shitty run, but now he's here, and I'm like, I guess, yeah, I guess he's still the favorite. So, if Thunder can't win any other awards, I it's the only one I actually think that we have the best chance at, other than Shea MVP. But yeah,
we're ramping things up, man. As we said, 20 games left. We're entering playoffs for fantasy basketball.
Oh God! I mean, I did really bad this year.
It's times, shit's ramping up.
I suck at fantasy. It's so hard to do.
We're gonna be here for all of it. Thank you all for tuning into another episode.
Yes, sir.
It was a great day of getting to talk with Alexiano about Coug basketball and being able to recap NBA stuff. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. As the season winds down. We'll keep rolling, and as we get closer to the playoffs, just keep talking, hoops, and getting ready to ramp off for the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Dubs down.
Dubs down. Bring back the Sonics.
Go Thunder.
We're signing off. Y'all have a good one.
Adios.